Dr. Deborah Burks, the coordinator for the White House Coronavirus Task Force, meets with Governor Whitmer. Her message for Michigan. Ben?
Karen, after a gloomy start, things are starting to brighten up, but we got big changes on the way for the holiday weekend. Those are coming up.
Plus, Ivanka Trump tours a General Motors facility in Metro Detroit. What she had to say during her visit. Good afternoon, Paula.
Some hard feelings from teachers in one local school district that says no teacher can participate in remote learning. They either have to come back face-to-face or take a leave of absence or resign.
Live from downtown Detroit, home of WDIV and Click on Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, gyms, movie theaters, and many other businesses still have to wait for the green light to reopen. During the governor's coronavirus briefing, seen here on Local 4 just moments ago, the governor says she expects to make a decision very soon.
We have to get this right. So we take this very seriously, and the decisions that I will make in the coming days and announce are made in a way that will be protecting athletes and families and coaches and parents and patrons, our small business owners as well. So people's lives are at stake. COVID is still a very real threat all across our state. I will continue to treat it like that.
Governor Whitmer also announced the launch of a new partnership with Huntington Bank. The $5 billion lending program includes spending aimed at helping Michigan businesses and communities, specifically female, veteran, and minority-owned businesses. Meantime, the federal budget deficit hits a record $3.3 trillion due to COVID-19 costs and the recession. The coronavirus outbreak has resulted in millions of people losing their jobs and thousands of businesses struggling to survive. This despite the Fed and Congress providing economic support. Turning our attention to the daily case count, the state reports 524 new cases of COVID-19. There are 14 additional deaths to report. Now, on the national front, the United States has surpassed 6,088,000 COVID-19 cases. More than 184,000 people have died from the virus. Those numbers from the Johns Hopkins University database. Now, earlier today, the governor turned her attention to the federal government's response when she met with the White House Coronavirus Task Force coordinator, Dr. Deborah Burks. Kimberly Gill following this for us in the newsroom with more on the meeting and what else Dr. Burks is doing in Michigan today. Kim.
Karen, good afternoon. While the governor was grateful for the assistance and concern Dr. Burks has provided, she also called on Washington to do more. The governor wants to see expanded testing and a stronger message about wearing masks. And she wants to see stronger, consistent communication from the White House. After their meeting, the governor released a statement saying, "I reiterated the need for enhanced federal leadership and clear, consistent communication across the administration with Dr. Burks. And I am hopeful that she will take this message back to the president in order to help us protect our families." Dr. Burks is touring the country to get a firsthand look at the efforts to combat the coronavirus. Today, she said she's already visited 26 states. She also met with community and health officials in Livonia. And afterward, Dr. Burks talked about Michigan's response in the spring when the virus had hit fast and hard.
During that March-April timeframe, Detroit healthcare system and the people of Detroit really rallied and joined a partnership to really save many people's lives in the Detroit metro area. We could see that, and I didn't really get to come here personally and thank both the healthcare providers and the leadership of the mayor here of really the great work they did in March and April.
And before she left, Dr. Burks wanted to remind everyone that the Labor Day weekend coming up, we all need to remember to wear masks and observe social distancing. And she pointed out we are learning that backyard barbecues can be big spreaders of the virus. Karen, we'll send it back to you.
All right. Thanks, Kimberly.
Sure.
Meantime, with fall approaching, Dr. Janae Caldoun spoke this morning during a conversation with the Detroit Regional Chamber about the state's plans for dealing with the flu and the possibility of another surge in coronavirus cases at the same time.
I think that's very likely because, again, it's getting cooler. People are going to be coming inside. We have schools coming back. This disease does not care. This virus is very contagious. It does not care. And I think it's going to likely increase. I certainly hope that the measures we have in place will not allow it to surge like it did back in March and April. But I know we'll have flu and COVID circulating this fall, and that's why it's so important that everyone gets their flu vaccination.
Dr. Caldoun says everyone should get that flu shot by October. State is looking to increase the number of vaccinations by 33%. Time now for our first look at the forecast. Kind of a mixed bag today with some scattered rain, Ben.
Last time here this afternoon. In fact, you can see here on the satellite, we got a lot of the thicker clouds out of here this morning. The stuff that's showing up right now, just kind of high and thin, and the sunshine definitely working its way around it. Temperatures have been hovering around 80 degrees. A little bit of a noticeable breeze out there, too. It's out of the west at about 10 to 15 miles an hour. Numbers are going to get a little bit warmer tomorrow, but they're going to start to cool down as we head into the holiday weekend. And overall, the weather should have a pretty low impact on our Labor Day weekend. You can see there, especially Friday, Saturday, and into Monday, not much of a difference. Sunday, we'll probably have to deal with some showers, possibly a thunderstorm, and we'll talk timing on that because it does look like these changes are working in our favor. Also, how it's going to affect folks headed up north as well. All that coming up in just a few minutes. Karen?
Always appreciated. Thank you, Ben. Ford Motor Company will offer early retirement incentives with hopes of cutting its U.S. white-collar workforce by 1,400 positions. The company says they're part of an $11 billion restructuring plan that started more than a year ago. Majority of the job cuts will come from Ford's headquarters in Dearborn. A Ford spokesperson says the company may consider involuntary separations. The offers will go to U.S. salaried workers who are eligible to retire as of December 31st. The president's daughter and advisor, Ivanka Trump, visits a General Motors plant in Metro Detroit. Ivanka visited the Technical Learning University at GM's Tech Center to learn about how workers are gaining new skills. The issue of manufacturing is in the forefront as the election nears. Michigan is a critical swing state that Trump won in 2016. Ivanka says increasing education for students and workers has been a focus of the Trump administration.
This is something that the president has been passionate about from the day he took office, championing the American worker and creating more pathways and opportunities for the American worker.
Saying the president built the strongest economy in our lifetime and will do it again. But according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, Michigan lost 5,300 manufacturing jobs in 2019, and that is the first decline in manufacturing jobs in the state since 2009. President Trump is in North Carolina today. Joe Biden is traveling to Kenosha on Thursday. The state of Michigan and the city of Detroit are teaming up in hopes of making the election run smoothly. There will be 14 more satellite clerk offices in Detroit, allowing voters to register, request absentee ballots, and return ballots. There will also be more than 30 ballot drop boxes all around the city. Plus, some 6,000 election workers are going to be recruited and trained. Detroit's major sports teams also offering their stadiums for election purposes. The partnership comes after issues counting ballots for the primary. The NAACP condemns some recent misleading robocalls made to black voters in Detroit. Now, the calls tried to make voters believe they couldn't vote by mail, claiming their information would be shared with law enforcement to track down old warrants and more. The NAACP condemns the robocall campaign, saying it's outrageous and illegal. Recently started its own voter engagement campaign called Black Voices Change Lives. As school districts prepare for whatever back to school looks like, the Lands Cruise District is facing some backlash from the teachers union on their back to learning plan. As Paula Tubman reports, the teachers union believes the district has used unfair tactics to force teachers back into the classroom.
The Lands Cruise School District is the fourth largest in Macomb County, with more than 10,000 students and more than 570 teachers. It was an email, however, that really made me want to take a closer look at what was going on in this school district. It says, in short, my wife is a teacher, I'm support staff, and we're being forced to go back to work and be exposed to what seems to be some sort of experiment in how to come back safely. I kind of feel like a lab rat. I just want to be safe. It is a sentiment shared by at least 44 teachers in the Lands Cruise School District.
I'm sitting in my classroom right now, and it's small. There is no way I can space these seats out 6 feet.
When the district returns to school September 14th, it is with a heavy emphasis on in-person learning.
We have kids who don't always follow rules.
So much so that while there is a virtual option for students from a third-party online school service, there was absolutely no virtual option for any of the teachers. They would either have to return to school in person or take a leave of absence. And thus far, at least 22 teachers have opted for staying out of the classroom.
It makes the teachers feel like you don't care about our voices.
The teachers union says they are angry and feel like their arms are being twisted.
It was very upsetting that they weren't not even taking our considerations or our feelings, taking our feelings into consideration.
The president of the Lands Crews School Board disagrees. She says with such a small minority of teachers who've expressed concerns and only 30% of students who will not be returning to face-to-face learning, it only made sense to put the majority of the eggs in the face-to-face learning basket.
What do we need to do to provide a safe working environment for you so that you feel comfortable returning to school? And if there's no answer to that question, then there are options that these teachers have in regards to taking leaves. If they feel so strongly that that is not something that they feel they can do, they do have other choices.
The teachers union has submitted a letter of agreement.
All teachers will be provided with all personal protection equipment. That includes N95 masks, the regular surgical masks, face shields, gloves. All classes will have hand sanitizer. We have asked for all the HVAC filters to be replaced and will be replaced every month.
It is not common practice for our board to facilitate or join into a letter of agreement, but given the situation and the circumstances, we took it to heart. We discussed it as a board. We approved it unanimously and accepted that letter of agreement to work together with our teachers.
And of course, we need parents to weigh in on this. We'll have their story coming up at 6. Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Right, very important perspectives. Thank you, Paula. Well, still to come, it has been a long time coming. More than 5 years after the deadly attack on the Paris offices of French newspaper Charlie Hebdo, more than a dozen people are on trial. What they're accused of doing. But first, a Russian dissident nearly killed after being poisoned. What the White House National Security Council is saying this afternoon.